Evisceradio. What's shaking, everybody? My name is Thomas, and welcome back to another episode of Evisceradio. Today, I got a special one lined up. I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down with Torsten from Sulphur Aeon, the main man who comes up with those incredibly forward-thinking and super beautiful melodic heaviness that only Sulphur Aeon knows how to do. This is especially true with their latest effort that was released last year, 7 Crowns and 7 Seals. It fits right in perfectly with all the other stuff that they've done. They go beautiful from the super heavy to the beautiful to the epic. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that you really should be hearing. And this interview sort of pops the lid off of like how he came up with the stuff, why he took the more melodic approach to 7 Crowns, and just a whole bunch of other really cool tidbits that I really wanted to hear, and I hope you guys really want to hear them too. This was an awesome interview. I was really looking forward to sitting down with this guy, and it finally happened. So turn it up, kick back, relax, and enjoy some quality conversating. How's it going over there?
Oh, it's okay. It's Sunday. Lazy Sunday.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me on your lazy Sunday. This is like one of the times where I can really fit this sort of stuff inside my crazy work schedule, man. Sundays are usually productive for this stuff only, and that's kind of about it. So I appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your lazy Sunday day to come and chat with me for a bit.
So it's morning at your place.
Yep, it is 10 a.m.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. You're a nice 6 hours ahead of me. I find that like in your area of the world, this is like a good spot to sort of meet up because I like to get my stuff done early. Most people have to have their afternoons kind of freed up and stuff. So I'm hoping that like this time worked out for you. Seems like it did.
It did.
Yeah, great. So yeah, man, thanks again for joining me. I'm really happy to have you on here. Sulphur Aeon has been kicking my ass ever since I first heard your guys' music in like the lockdown area a couple of years back. Yeah, you're really onto something, man. 7 Seals, like, it's such an awesome step from all your sound that you've put out there before. Like, it fits in amongst everything. Like, if you're one of the few bands where if you took all your music and put it in one big, huge shuffle, everything just sort of has its place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
It's really, really good stuff. I'm really, I didn't expect 7 Seals to take such a melodic, I guess, quote unquote, lighter turn for it. And I was just kind of curious as to what made you go that direction with that particular sound. It is kind of a change from the last 3, but it is most welcome. And I'm just want to know where your headspace was on that.
It was not really planned. The songs just became the way they turned out. I did not plan to become more melodic. It just happened. It's when I started writing the songs, melody became more important. It's just what the songs needed. I had no master plan. It's just what the songs became. So it was really natural, and it was not planned.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, right on. I got that. I kind of got that vibe looking back on some of your previous interviews. You kind of just sort of let things go where they're supposed to go, which is really cool from a musician standpoint. I remember reading somewhere that you kind of base your ideas or let your ideas sort of come to be from a riff or something like that, and then it just sort of naturally goes where it needs to go. I'm a musician myself, and I kind of have the same sort of process where there's this hook or this riff, and then it just sort of builds. It can go forward, it can go back into an intro, and it just sort of takes its natural shape. Have you always kind of written that way, or was it more practiced?
I think I've always done it. I need a riff to start with. I have never written a song where I have maybe the refrain or something like this. I always start the song with a starting riff. That's for me mostly the most difficult part is how to start a song. And if I had this special riff to start a song, then the rest, it takes time. It's not that I write this song in 1 or 2 days. But the most difficult part for me is starting a song, and from then on, I just feel what the song needs.
You had said before that you you got to finish one before you jump on to the next because you don't want to distract yourself from getting that completed and moving on. Is that the same thing with 7 Seals?
Yes, it's. I never work on two songs at the same time. It's. I have one song and I work on this until it's finished, and then I, with some time between, can start with another one. But it's never that I have maybe two or three songs I'm working on. That wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, man. I can't. I'll usually have like a hook or just some like the spark of something just to start things off, and I kind of obsess about it, and I need to be able to get that out there before I move anything else. But every once in a while, I sort of get hung up on like I'll get to that 95%. You know what I mean? And you don't know when to stop. I don't know. Like I'm sure a lot of musicians sort of suffer with that. It's definitely like it's like you got to really work on the willpower to be able to like, you know what, this is done and I need to move on to the next thing. Do you find yourself kind of getting to that sort of similar 95%, or do you know when that stuff is finished and you can move on?
I think I know. Yeah, I'm really satisfied with all the songs, and I know when it's finished. Of course, you can lose yourself and work forever on one song and never finish it. But yeah, I know when the song is done for me. And with the last two albums, I had some sessions with Michael Zech, Michael Zech, who was one of the producers, and he added some melodies. Also we were working on the songs, and I played them to him, and yeah, we were thinking about. Yeah, maybe we can make this part even bigger with adding another melody. And
Cool.
this was on the last two albums. It was Michael who had some influences with some additional melodies and stuff like that. It was not that we totally changed arrangements, but some additional melodies and elements.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, right on. So like you had no issues going back and like just adding a little bit or possibly taking it away or whatever the case is. That's
No,
I don't
no.
know.
Michael has one super good sentence. It's every idea that is not tried out is a lost idea. So yeah, sometimes it works perfect, and if it doesn't work, then it's okay. But if you don't try it, you will never know. And it would be a shame if when the song is recorded in the studio and after that it's maybe we could have added another melody there. And yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
now it's
don't
too late.
you don't want to go back there. Like, yeah, once it's printed and out, yeah, man, I'm like that too. Like we have a similar expression: if you don't swing, you never hit. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. That shows confidence in being able to go back and letting other people into your songcraft too. I know some people who just don't say, like, they don't allow anybody in, and it's just it's them and what they write, and that's pretty much it. But
No, it really helps me because I write all the music by myself.
Yeah, I know.
All the songs are written instrumentally. I never know what the vocalist will do in the studio. We never rehearse the songs before, so with vocals. So it's always a big surprise when I get the result when Martin leaves the studio.
Wow. So you don't. That's crazy. I didn't know that. So when you are writing all your stuff, like, do you have any idea of what might be done, or do you steer your writing in a way to fit an idea that you might have for the vocals to come in, or are you just like, this is me and what I'm doing, and then poof, hand it over?
Yeah, the last. It's
Wow.
with this album, with the last album I had with some songs, it was pretty clear that some parts, this is the chorus. This has to be the chorus.
Yeah.
But it was on earlier albums that what I expected to be the chorus wasn't the chorus for the singer, and it turned out great. So. I'm always open for that. It's as long as it works, it works.
If it fits, it fits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your first two albums, the closers are instrumentals, and they're the prettiest parts of like most of your discography right there. Like, and that didn't need any vocals at all. No way. Yeah, you kind of blew my mind right there, man. Like, you really know what you like to write. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I have no idea of theory and all this stuff. It's really always comes naturally. I don't make tabs or stuff like that. I just play the riffs, record them, and try to build up a song around it. I
Yeah.
have really no idea of theory.
You don't need it, man. Music is music. You don't have to have law behind it. It's just got to sound good, right? And like just get the message out that you want to do, and provide like some sort of release. You know, it's got to be cathartic too, man. Yeah. Do you have any material outside of Sulphur Aeon? Like might be instrumental or something like that? Do you work on instrumental projects? Anything outside of the band?
I have a new band besides Sulphur Aeon now, the Omega Swarm, where I write all the music. It's a bit more symphonic with lot of keyboards in it. But at the moment I have no new material for Sulphur Aeon. It's at the moment I don't know how to continue in a without repeating myself and stuff like this. And the last album was so I don't know how to top it at the moment. So I don't want to write half-hearted stuff that's like, okay, this formula works, and no, it's at the moment I have no ideas. Maybe they come, and if they don't come, it's okay. We have 4 albums, so enough material to play live. I think there may be a 5th album, but I don't see it at the moment.
Sure. You can't rush a good thing. Like
no, I can't force myself. Then it's would become shit.
It would become shit. And like, you know, people have an ear for that stuff too. Like trying to cram content out there just to have it out there, that never really flies. Like whether it's podcasting or music or whatever the case may be. Like take it nice and natural. You've been doing it so far and it's working out well for you.
Yeah, it's I'm really happy with all the albums. So it's enough material for playing live, more than enough. And maybe ideas will come or they won't at the moment. I don't know. At the moment, I concentrate on the Omega Swarm because it's this stuff comes out at the moment, so I can't force it anyway.
Yeah, now leave it be. I mean, this album's what, like almost a year old or somewhere in there. Like you like just let it do its thing. It's got to circulate, and you never know when you're going to get the inspiration to jump on some more Sulphur Aeon stuff. Like also your side there, like. Just let life happen. It'll come out when it needs to, should it need to, and you'll be ready for it, man. We're all kind of loving what you're doing so far. So thank you very much for all that.
I think I will start meeting with the other guitar player. Maybe thinking about some ideas or so. There's also the plan that I make a session with Michael again, just to think about how it could continue in a good way without repeating or. I think we have extended our sound so far. I don't know where to go from now on.
You know,
I don't want to go back to the roots. I have done this, but I don't want to leave death and black metal completely. So at the moment, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I mean, it's hard to tell where it might go until you just sort of get back into the project. Like I've been listening to your 4 albums pretty consistently, and in a space where it's like super early in the morning, and I get up before work and I'm sort of half in and out of sleep, and it just sort of the sound just sort of pulls you into weird spots, and like it's tough to be able to tell where it can go, but you know, again, like I said before, just let things naturally go the way that they're going to go.
I think I will feel when the time is right to continue.
You'll know. Yeah, you'll know. So you don't know where the sound's going to go. That's fine. But do you want to change the process in which you have done things so far? Like you said, you wanted to start having a meeting with people just to sort of get the cogs into motion when they need to. Like, is there any kind of different approach? Or actually, the way that you guys record, you guys are all in a small town outside of the capital. Is that how I understand it?
You know, the place where we live, or
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah,
it's normal city, a medium-sized city, I would say.
Oh,
okay, but we all live in different cities. It's not that far away, but I think Our rehearsal space, besides our drummer, he has the longest way, is about half an hour drive, 20 minutes, half an hour for everything. But we don't write songs together in the rehearsal room. It's just really practicing the songs to perform them live.
Cool, right on. And you guys don't. You said you don't get together to practice.
Yeah, we practice for shows, but
Okay,
not
okay.
Not writing songs. Okay,
I got you. I was like, holy crap, that's brave,
yeah,
man.
we have to practice.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, there's so much going on in your guys' stuff. Um, do you guys get to get on stage that much after releasing the new one? I remember reading something about that you didn't do too many shows, just to the grind and everything, and going
Yeah,
through all that
we
shit.
don't do many shows. We get a lot of offers, but it has to fit, and yeah, it has to make sense. And I don't want to do that many shows that it becomes stressful, and we never wanted to make the living out of the music, so it has to fit with the jobs and family stuff of some of the members, and yeah, but it works. We do good shows and get good offers, and if it fits, it fits.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, ultimately, it all has to work for you. There's only 24 hours in a day, right? I could use an extra day and maybe like a 30-hour day. Just there's so much shit going on. But that's kind of cool too. That your live spots are a little more rarer than most would be too. That would make like the experience for you guys and for people watching like that much more special, I would imagine. I hope. Do you get to travel far outside the city for doing shows? Like you got is there festivals? I know there's festivals around the area, but do you find yourself playing outside the country that much, or?
Not outside the country. It's yeah, I would say 99% of our shows are in Germany. It was in the Netherlands, one show last year. Yeah, it's hard. We get offers from outside of Germany, of course, but it's with all the equipment stuff, and yeah, it's always such a mess and stress, and
Yeah.
yeah.
It adds tons of stress to it. We got I'm in Toronto, Canada, and there are there's 3 million people here, and there's a pile of bands that try and get out and do all that stuff, but it's hard to get visas. It costs so much money to be able to go and do that, and a lot of people will just sort of opt to, just like record their albums and push it online before they kind of get the wherewithal together to be able to go outside, like say the province, actually, to the province of Ontario to do some tours. Canada is so huge, like just to be able to cover like a city to city basis in this country is a massive undertaking,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
much bigger than Germany.
Yeah, oh yeah, I could probably fit like 2 or 3 Germanys inside Ontario alone. No joke. This place is huge. I moved here 3 years ago from a maritime province, like on the east side of Canada, and like it takes over 24 hours to drive from the eastern point to the western point of the province straight. It's wild. It's so big. Yeah. What was I going to ask you to? You had said that the band and playing live and all that stuff needs to be able to fit, to be able to make it work. And your approach is such that you really do care about the project and it getting out all the satisfaction that you want from it and giving people what they want to hear and making it work for you, etc. But you guys obviously are working and stuff like that. How does your life balance work with the band? Like, it seems that you're definitely prioritizing life because we're all humans and we want to do human things, but you have this baby, Sulphur Aeon, that's right here too. Like, is everything playing well for you? You know what I mean?
It's working really good. I only work an 80% job, so I have enough time for making music and all this stuff, and yeah, it fits really good. It's because we have no pressure from our label or stuff like that. We can do what we want, and yeah, it has to work for the guys in the band, and yeah, it works.
When you say 80%, you mean like It's not a super, like, it's not full-time year-round.
It's not full time. It's 80% of full time. So but at least I have mostly one day off the week, and that's the time where I can make music and concentrate on that.
Great. Can I ask?
The nice stuff.
Yeah, right. The stuff, the rewards. Yeah. Can I ask what you do for a living? What is it you do?
I'm a male nurse in anesthesia.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah.
And that is an 80% job. I would have figured you'd be in there all the way to do stuff like that.
No, it's with normal day I have from 8 to 8 in the morning to 4 o'clock afternoon, so it's quite okay.
I'm jealous. My situation is not that at all. I work. I'm contract based. I work in the film industry, and
Okay.
and I'll wind up working a TV show that might go like 6 months, but it could be 30 days. My last show was like, I think we almost went 40 days without a day off. It can be.
That's tough.
It's tough, man. It's tough, but. Same vein, it is kind of like an 80% job because it's contract. We ride that out, we finish it, and we sort of just wait until like the next one is offered. So we do get like a month off here or a month off there, or like if it's too much, you can book time out just to regather yourself, because so much, like when something comes in, it is 110% until it's finished. And I sometimes squeeze an interview in and do my stuff here, but we do get to come up for air every once in a while. To have something steady like a Monday, Friday, 9 to 5, like I could only dream. I didn't choose that path at all. Do you like what you do?
My job.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I like it when I'm there. Of course, I prefer to have my days off.
Yeah,
But
of course.
when I'm there, I like it. Yes.
Good, man. I'm glad. That's one of the hacks of life, is to be able to work
Yeah,
on something.
I worked in an intensive care unit for 14 years, and that was really tough. So now the anesthesia job is really, it's quite relaxed for working in a hospital.
No, I'm sure. Oh, intensive care, man. There's probably some stories in there. Ugh. Yeah. Well, kudos to you, man. I'm glad you were able to, you went through that, probably made you a stronger person going through that, and now you got a nice cushy anesthesia job. Right on. Good for you. Yeah. I wanted to talk to you. So everyone asks you or comments on your guys' artwork and everything, which is gorgeous and beautiful. And you have a new artist on this album, which is awesome. But I don't see anyone talking about the illustrations that are in the booklets. That's you who draws that, yeah?
No, it's our singer. Our singer
It's your
does them.
singer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Yes,
Man.
he does them.
Oh, that's such a cool element to, like, when I go through the booklet, I'm always like trying to find out the relation between those illustrations and, what's going on in the song. It seems to be like one drawing per song that's kind of going in there. I wonder if he does like tattoo commissions or something like that. I could see that being a nice piece on the back or something.
Yeah, it's his duty to do this stuff, and he does it great. It's always a question of time. He has 2 little kids and work and all this stuff. But once he starts and has an idea, it always turns out great. And I like it that he does it and not an external artist. So it's he writes the lyrics, so he knows what he has in mind and the pictures, and it fits. Perfect.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I love it. You keep it all inside the Sulphur Aeon sphere. You know what I mean? They complement each other great. Everything in it is cool. Your guys' artwork is like, it's top notch, man. It's hard to not just listen to the stuff, but even looking at it, it's a cool piece of kit. Right on.
Yeah, it belongs together. We had, we were very lucky with the first album when we got, the yes from Ola Larsson. It was, for us, it was, now we can quit. We have reached everything. We have an Ola Larsson cover on our record, so yes.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. What was I was gonna ask something about Seven Seals. Why the theme of the Seven Seals? Was that something that you've been wanting to revolve this album around specifically, or did something happen in between the last album and this one where you wanted to go the direction with the concept of Seven Seals?
All this lyric stuff is Martin's job. So the only idea as a concept we had, it was I think all these songs brief. That's what our bassist said. They had this end time feeling, and this was the concept. The concept. Maybe it was this. Putting together this end time feeling.
Yeah.
So it's the great old ones have returned, so now everything's everything's gone.
Yeah. I can imagine how also when you're saying that you don't know where to go next with all the material for when whatever the next album will be, when you have something like a finality that is the concept of this album, like I hope it doesn't come across as like, well, now it's done because of, you know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We will see what the future brings.
Well, I hope your side project there, Decibel Omega, fills the gap for you. You know what I'm saying? How did that come about?
I had these riffs and ideas where I knew it wouldn't. It doesn't feel like Sulphur Aeon for me. It's first thing is they are all written on a 7-string guitar. I never have used and I won't use 7-string guitars for Sulphur Aeon. So it turned out different, and then I started experimenting with keyboards. I never played keyboards. It's just trying out things and putting them together. And first I wanted to make just a demo about 3 songs, and then it turned out to be a whole record. It's just the ideas were there, and so a new band was started.
And a new band was born.
Yeah.
You were just monkeying around and came up with material. That's pretty sweet. Did you approach your first songs like the same way that you do with Sulphur Aeons? Like you have this core idea and then just sort of gravitates, and same deal, same thing.
Exactly. It's just my way of writing. It's for me it works, and it's nothing I can plan. It's I can sit and play guitar for hours without one good riff. And,
we've all been there.
Then it's another day you sit there and play 3 notes and say, yes, this is it. Why didn't this idea come to me yesterday? It just works for me, that way of writing songs.
Yeah, I really admire that. I like I said earlier, same deal. I get stuck on. I'll land a hit on something, and then something will come out of that. I find editing myself just to be a little bit difficult, though. Did you know the other musicians prior to getting Deathspell off the ground? Like, how did you get your other guys involved in all that stuff?
It was the Omega Swarm, not Deathspell.
Oh yeah, sorry. Right. Hey everybody, post-edit Thomas here. First, many apologies to Torsten for mispronouncing his side project name. It is most definitely called the Omega Swarm. And secondly, you should do yourself a favor and check this stuff out as well. If you like Sulphur Aeon and you like what Torsten does, then you are 100% going to love the sound that Omega Swarm puts down. It's just more top-tier stuff from someone who knows how to make great music. If you like your Sulphur Aeon, definitely do yourself a favor and check out Omega Swarm. Let's get back to the interview.
It was first idea was I wanted to program the drums and that's not good. Maybe I should hire a session drummer. But then I knew Max for quite a long time, but we lost a little bit of contact because he moved to another city, and but then it was like, man, Max would be the perfect drummer for this. So I asked him, sent him some demos, and he was right, man, this is exactly what I want to do. So perfect fit. And with Chris, the vocalist, it was like we met before here and there, but never had like long conversations. So I get his, but I liked his voice. So I got the number from his guitar player he's in another band with, and yeah, he was also, yeah, he really liked the material. So yeah, it's a perfect match.
Great. I'm glad when it all comes together like that. It seems to work out for you rather well, man. Like you're definitely into something that you really should be doing. Like your process is natural. Everything that you've been putting out has been great. That's like, I mean, your side project's been working out, and like the right people are kind of coming in, man. Like it's got to be reassuring to you that like, hey, like it's actually kind of going down well.
Yeah, it's always not that easy to start a new band to get attention because there's so many bands. But that's not the reason why I do music. It's just if I have something that I really like, I have to go out with it, and yeah, it's and yeah, I like it to work with other people and yeah, exchanging ideas. So.
Yep, communal-based music is the way to go. Yeah. Right on, yeah. I see you're wearing a Blood Incantation shirt there. Have you ever seen those guys live?
I have seen them live, yeah, at Partisan Open Air, and yeah, it's fantastic band.
Unreal stuff. They're coming to Toronto in the fall. Yeah. I definitely watch those guys. Their spectral wound or not spectral wound, spectral voice stuff is really, really sweet too. I just ordered their stuff coming down there.
They have so many bands, Stormkeep and all this stuff around guys.
Yeah. There's just another example of putting out good stuff. So you got good taste in music, my friend.
Some say so, some say so.
Well, you know what? It's all subjective. Like, I mean, I like to. Like, I mean, metal's not, like, it is my main thing, but, like, I love all sorts of stuff. Like, I'm a big funk guy. I love listening to, like, I grew up around, like, house music, like, techno music. Like, it's all kind of has its place, you know? Like, it's sort of just, what's into you, what you're into is what you're into, essentially. One man's fucking, what sounds good is another person's doesn't sound good, you know what I mean? You just kind of gravitate towards what you want.
With Sulphur Aeon, our singer and me, we have totally different tastes in music. Maybe we can agree on some bands, of course, but we have a totally different taste. But it doesn't matter. It's would be boring if we listen only to the same stuff, and so yeah, it's
Yep. I find the stuff that I'm going to these days is usually like really good. I'll call it good. Like 80s music, like NXS from Australia and that kind of stuff. Like that stuff's got summertime vibes written all over it. I can't help but associate the music with, like, I guess the outside environment, I suppose, in this instance, you know. I like NXS is one I go to. Alanis Morissette's another one. That's like a great 90s album. I just got to go where it sounds good. That's pretty much it, you know.
Yeah, I think it's music has to touch me. I have no boundaries in listening to music. As long as it touches me in any way, then I like it.
Yeah. Did you start off listening to metal when you were a kid? Like, what was your first exposure to music? Like, do you remember your old man having an album or something, and you were just like, "What's that?"
Yeah, the first album I had was Halloween Keeper 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was the first album, but I don't like it that much nowadays. But I was really, I think, from starting with this, it was Maiden, Metallica. The next one's Running Wild. But I was, I think, in 1 year I was listening to Death and the hard stuff.
It didn't take you long, right?
Yeah, I was always a fan of fast stuff. That's really Blind Guardian was a very important band for me. It's not an influence you hear in Sulphur Aeon or the Omega Swarm, but I was always a fan of melody and speed. That's because I like all this black metal stuff like Emperor, Dissection. This is really I think the main influence, I would say.
Dissection for sure. When I started getting into the heavier side of the heavy stuff, Dissection was one of the first bands that I came across, and I couldn't get enough of it. This is back when Napster was starting to be a thing, and like you could snag an MP3 or something like that somewhere in the 90s. Yeah. I can remember listening. The first album I ever heard that was heavy was Peace Sells, But Who's Buying Megadeth, and I may have been like 8 years old, and I remember not knowing what I was like. I didn't understand what I was listening to. I just knew that I liked it. I didn't even know what heavy metal was. It was just this. It was just a wall of just aggressiveness, and as I got older, the album sort of revealed itself. As it became more mature, and that sort of led down different avenues. I went into the Dimmu side of things, and then like I found Opeth, and meanwhile that album was sort of like a backbone, I guess, to the exploration of finding out what was out there. You know what I mean? So I guess I owe a lot to it, and the album still does stand up for me for sure. But part of the process of finding music that really works for you is the exploration of it all. The journey of it. I'm always looking for good stuff. Always.
Yeah, there's so many stuff. I think nowadays it's really hard. There's so many bands and so many bands and not that much time to give the attention an album really deserves. Because we have this on one page, you get shown every Friday what releases are there, and it's every Friday about 50 bands only in the hard sector.
Yeah. You have to have enough time in your day to be able to find that stuff. I get it. It's rough, and there's just so much to choose from. Like it's amazing that people are able to put stuff out and it gets any recognition at all. I imagine so much top quality stuff just goes right under the radar. No one wants it. Yeah. When you were putting out the Sulphur Aeon stuff, did you in the beginning did you have an issue at the infancy stages getting your music out there? I have no idea how that might have worked for you.
No, it was when I started this together with Martin. We were just a two-piece. It was just a demo. And we never sent the demo to magazines or so. It's just I handed it to friends. It was it was something for us, and then we came across I have more ideas, more songs. Let's do an album, but it was never planned how big this whole thing would become. It was no plan for us. It was if we try to put our stuff on vinyl, a record, then okay, we have reached everything. Yeah, but it continued. In the beginning, we didn't even plan to play live. We were
that's right.
I had no idea, no master plan. It just happened.
So when it come to like putting your second album out, I guess was it more of you like just trying to chase the success that you had off the first one, or was this it's time for another Sulphur Aeon project? Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, right. When I finished the first album, when we recorded it, when it came out, I started working on new songs. It's just like the ideas were there, and but it's a constant process. I never have the feeling of now it's time to try out different stuff or get another direction. It just happens. It's just the stuff that comes out. For I have no master plan. It's just like I guess for many guitarists, it's like noodling around, and then this maybe become a song.
yeah, cool, right on, man. Like again, you take it natural, and that's just the way it works, and it's working out well for you. Like it's doing really, really good. Thank you for all the good music, man.
Thank you.
I don't really have too many other questions, man. I was just really looking forward to picking your brain and having a chat and letting you know that I'm a fan. Like your guys' stuff is some of the best stuff that I've heard. And I appreciate you and what you do. And my apologies for mispronouncing Omega Swarm. My bad on that one.
No problem, man.
Yeah. But once again, man, like thank you so much. I really look forward to the next thing you put out. And until then, if you ever want to hop on before anything else is released, let me know. I'd love to have you back on board.
Okay, we can do that, of course.
All right, man.
We
Listen.
stay in contact via Instagram and.
Yeah, you know it, man. I'll be dropping in from time to time. I like to do that, just see, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, no problem. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, man. All right, listen, you have yourself a great lazy Sunday, the rest of it, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye, and thank you.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.